Hey class, welcome to your fifth module. Going to feel fairly similar to the first four with assessments, an art assignment, and a discussion board. But we still have our two big final things to do, which is the interpretive paper and the curation final. We've talked fairly extensively about both of these projects, but I wanted to just touch base one more time for the due date and talk about just a few more specifics. Remember that both of these projects will be due when all of your Module 5 work is also due, all that final due date, which is the final day of class. Couple quick things to remind you. When I pull up overall grades here and just look at the weighted final here, you'll see that the interpretive paper is 50 points and the curation final is 100 points. So very, very heavily weighted projects, required projects that we've known about for a number of weeks. So hopefully it's not a huge surprise to anybody, but if you're doing well in the class and then you do not turn in one of these assignments, it will significantly affect your grade. So just to talk about that for a second, remember that everything is on this module as well as the module 4 page as far as the paper and the curation project. Click on these files. You will see the rubrics, the assignment sheets, and examples. Just remember on the interpretive paper, the discussion of the show that you went to in person is the core of the paper, and talking about 3 or more pieces, and then talking more about, the specifics of those pieces, using vocabulary, talking about those formal qualities that we've talked about all semester. And then we have an overall style that you wrote within as well for a total of 50 points there. So remember, this is a paper that you're going to write about a show that you went to this semester. You're going to critically analyze 3 or more pieces on the show, and that's the paper. Do remember that there is also a required proof of attendance. That can be a ticket stub. That could be a picture of the show while you're in there. You take photos of the work that you choose to critique. But the most important thing is you have some proof, and then you write that 4-page paper, double-spaced, about a page per piece would be perfect. Right. So hopefully that's not a surprise to anybody as we move forward here. The last thing I want to talk about more, I know we talked about it quite a bit last time, but just another review, is the curation project. Remember that curation project is worth 100 points. Very, very heavily weighted as our final project. And you are going to pick work that has some sort of cohesive thread or some connecting fiber between them. Remember, it can't just be, I like all this work. That could be a great way to start, but then you still have to find something that connects. My example that I have linked is a show focused around pop art around the 1960s. You could pick another art movement, or you could find another connecting fiber. But remember, you are using the rubric to help kind of organize, especially your first couple slides. But it's going to be the title, the introduction of the show, and then your gallery layout. Those are the first 3 slides. Then from there, you can kind of open up depending on how you reference the gallery layout. But remember, you are designing a space that all of these pieces will go together. It could be a simple rectangle, or it could be much more than that if you choose. I've had all sorts of different designs. But you are thinking about the work that you are choosing, and you're thinking about why certain pieces go where. My number 1, pictures looking left, bold primary triad, really brings you into the show and gets that pop art feel. Remember, I show my image, then I explain it. I show my image, and then I explain it. Do also remember that there are 5 things that you need for each piece that you are showing. Title, artist, size, medium, and year. So title, artist, size of the work, the medium of the work, and the year it was created. Sounds like a lot of information. Remember that Google Arts will have all of that information for the work that you are looking up. For some random pieces, it might not have some of that information, but for most pieces, it will have all that information, and that is the required information per piece. So it sounds like a lot. It's really not too bad when one site is going to give you all of that information and an image to pull from. Critically analyze that work. Tell me why that work is in the show, how it correlates to other pieces in that show, why you chose to put them next to each other within the gallery layout. I choose to reference my gallery layout between every 3-ish pieces. But remember, whatever flows best is fine. I don't think I would reference it every piece, but everybody's going to do it a little bit differently. But as long as I can sort of understand where you are in the space as you go through the show, that is the most important thing. Other quick note. Remember, when submitting your final project, if you're using PowerPoint, to file save as a PDF. PDF makes that file size a little bit smaller, easier for me to access. And if there's any differences on the program that you have, like if you have PowerPoint 2020 or PowerPoint 25, whatever it is, it will make them all simple files to open. Also, if you're using Google Docs to submit your final project, make sure that it is not password protected. In the past, I've had a couple students that upload something and then it's password protected, and then we have to go back and forth. We have to get access to those files. That's no good either. All right, so either a PDF or a Google Doc. Make sure that I can access the Google Doc if you are using that. And once again, this is a 100-point final project, very heavily weighted, but very, very important. Okay. Couple other housekeeping things. You'll see right here at the top, it says complete the class evaluation. You should have gotten an email, or you soon will, about the evaluation of this class. I can see percentages of people that submit that. If 90% or more submit that evaluation, I will give everybody 5 extra points in the class. That's just free points, no reason not to do it. And it really does help me and future classes if I can tweak things or make assignments better through feedback. And do keep in mind that it is anonymous, so I won't really know who's saying that. So if you want to, be brutally honest or whatever, that's all good. I'm always trying to improve the class. Okay, final review. Class eval. Remember, if you can do that, I really appreciate that. It's going to be the normal module as far as assessments, art, assignment, and discussion board. And the most important thing you need to be focusing on is your interpretive paper and your curation final. Remember, if you have not started either of those things, you are behind, but there is still time to make sure that we get those things completed. Hopefully you've at least gone to your show, or you've at least planned the show that you're going to for your interpretive paper. Remember, if you're totally lost, College of DuPage does offer all sorts of opportunities to fulfill that assignment. Depending on the semester that you're taking, I would have posted those options. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to see how your final paper and project turn out. Email with questions, and good luck on your final module. Thanks, everybody.